Let's make the Q-Workshop Halloween Dice better.
Hey there, it's DM's off. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you know when we upload new videos.
As with many of the Q-Workshop dice, what makes these dice so cool is also their downfall, which are the awesome ornaments. They just make the dice hard to read. And one of the cardinal sins at my table is picking up your die to read it because it has low contrast or the die is too busy. So, I painted the ornaments purple, which gave it a perfect themed contrast. I figured that Q-Workshop does not provide this two-tone paint job because it would make the dice cost probably at least 50% more due to the labor involved. That's where this DIY comes in. Now, the reason I'm doing this is that I lost my D20 to this set, or rather, our cat lost it batting it around the house. So, I purchased 2 new D20s as well. I had purchased the modern D4 a while back. So, I'm freshly painting these 3 dice. I am using a very old bottle of folk art purple paint. It has a matte finish. All you do is slop on the paint and then wipe it off with your finger. You should wipe away from the number rather than toward it. But if you get some on the number, just put some water on the brush. Make sure that there's not any paint on it, of course, and then paint the water over the blemish to water it down and then wipe it off. You'll want to do this rather quickly before the paint starts to dry. Otherwise, you'll have to match the orange color and repaint the number. With both cleaning up with overpainting and with just painting on the purple, or whatever color you choose, I would not suggest using a paper towel. The ornaments and number etchings on the Q-Workshop dice are pretty shallow, and the paper towels will wipe up the paint you laid down. So I found that gently wiping the excess paint off with your finger does the job. Gently, mind you, you're wiping off what is on the surface of the face of the die, not the recess where the color goes. You may have to do the application of the paint twice or even more to build up the paint. Keep that in mind. So if you don't get full coverage the first time, just know that it's going to take more than once. Since you're wiping off the paint with your fingers, just wash your hands every so often to get any excess paint off. I will alternate between different fingers as I go along. I only washed my hands maybe twice for these 3 dice. And I also touched up some of the dice I had done before. I discovered these dice back in 2020 when I ran my first Samhain campaign. I wanted to have some dice that I could roll with that had that Halloween type of vibe. Not only did I get the Q-Workshop ones, I also got the Best Con Halloween dice. Those are cool, but I like the font of the Q-Workshop, as well the ornaments are a lot better in my opinion. Painting on the purple is not difficult, it just takes some time. And even if you have another set of dice, you can change the color of the numbers or pips to whatever you want using the same technique. Now you have a completely custom and more readable set of Halloween dice. So what are you waiting for? There's a link to these dice in the dungeon. Purchasing from that link will give me a little bit of a kickback. Once you get the dice, grab some paint, put on some Agranak Studios videos, and get to painting and wiping. Soon you'll have an awesome, custom, upgraded Q-Workshop set of Halloween dice. Well, that just about does it. Thanks for stopping by Agranak Studios. We'll see you on the next one. Later.
This video is brought to you by the generous support of our patrons. Consider becoming a patron. There's a link down in the dungeon. Down there. Also, we have links to other places that Agranak Studios is at.
Alright, do this, and do that, and do this, and do that. And watch this video.